Hold it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating fairy. We've got you, all right. Take a look around.
Are you merciful?
Core of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs who don't even get scraps for their work. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commit—
The outcast? An outcast from the But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Still wasting time on idle chit-chat.
You're up. That was pretty rough. Is that what elite Yeah. Looks like we'll have to keep our guards up. But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to set up an ambush. Going up against smart people is tough. Oh, it's the traveler in Paimon. Kale! It's nice to see you again. To be honest, I'm not doing too well. My Elazar has been progressing at a faster rate lately. I'm finding it harder to complete more. As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow— Oh, Kale! Speaking of Tainari, did he go off on patrol? We're here— Oh, Master Tainari? You just left the Avidia Forest a little while ago. He left? But isn't Tainari always saying that he never wants to leave the Avidia Forest? He even turned down the seat. I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher above everything. He almost— No, I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also made sure to delegate all his tasks. To leave in such a hurry? I'd guess he had something urgent. Master Tainari originally studied in the Amorta Darshan of the Academia, and part of Stiai is something like the Amorta's research base. I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari once spent a long time conducting research of— A research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research Tainari just— Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party Stiai. Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm used to living with Elazar by now. If you run into Got it. Will do. See you later. Wait! Look who it is! Thank goodness you're okay. We were so worried about you. Hey! This was supposed to be a touch— Actually, it's very smart of the traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the doctor has shown that his technology can apparently even control human minds. Plus, it's not like you could have known what happened after we split up and I was facing the doctor by myself. Even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm can occasionally pass as a— Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an— Huh? But I wasn't trying to win your trust or anything. All I wanted was to clarify my point. Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nahida, tell us more about what happened. When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the doctor mentioned depositing information into the subconscious, instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. Luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind jump away from him. What a relief. The doctor sure pulled out some hidden cards. I wouldn't be relieved, I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds, which means we've lost another one of our trump cards. Also, the doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals. Maybe it's a— Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then how do we stop him? He's still at the Academia, so it's possible he already— It feels like he's toying with us. What a nasty piece. Plus, the doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to make it— We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try to find another way. Actually, Nahida, How did you know we were trying to get to Party Steep? Yes, I have. I can see the traveler's elemental energy, so I deduced her destination by looking at the direct... You didn't come here for sightseeing, right? We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Tainari, and the sages once tried to reach out to him. Why don't you... Okay, let's just hope we won't get him into trouble.
Traveler?
Ah, it's Hypatia!
Ah, what a pleasant surprise! It's so nice to see the two.
Who's this? She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we last saw each other, she was still training in... Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends. You've come at just the right time. Ever since I've come here...
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Actually, for you to leave the Avidia Forest means... You're not in training anymore? Wait, no. Did you already finish your training and reach...
What do you... My consciousness has already managed to make...
You did it? Congratulations!
It's so exhilarating to share this sublime joy with others at long... When my consciousness made contact with the gods. Ah, what a supreme and
That sounds incredible!
Oh, all right. Actually, please wait. I haven't forgotten my promise to you. Remember? I promised to help you understand what you saw from Irminsul once I gained deeper insight. My current self has not only gained true insight, but I can even help you establish a direct connection to the...
You can do that? I've never heard of anything like that, but... If you want to give it a try, I'll do my best to
Hold on. I brought some Spirit-born ale with me. This is still a...
we're using...
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help you establish a pathway to...
Okay.
Ready?
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies. My fury will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounced the world and laugh in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
What was that? Did we actually just see the Balladier's memories? Everything matches what we know about him. But how is he connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia was talking about?
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god! Alas, If only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy mortal heart. Oh, great.
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no Periporno life, but rather...
You! Why are you so mean to me? Why is everyone hiding from me? I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor? Haven't I uncovered that light in the darkness?
Apasia?
That's how I always thought everything should be. Wait, have I already lost my mind?
Wait, something isn't right. Okay, we finally lost him. Are you okay, Nahida? Wait, no. Something feels different.
Oh, the Traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the Catherine. After that, Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What? You swapped places? You mean your consciousness also went into Nahida's body? Wait, then where is Nahida's consciousness?
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it. I don't think this can be achieved with current human technology. Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to pass on a message. The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't journey with you anymore. But even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out a...
Oh no! Nahida's trapped in the sanctuary of Surasthana for good this time. Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague. Oh, that makes sense. Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to say anything without him knowing. She's being extra careful. Even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies. Huh. Paimon knows the moon illusions and lies are from the alchemical divination at the Sub-Zero's festival. Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Huh. Do you think Nahida was telling us to go find help in the desert? But she isn't with us anymore. Think we'll...
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana, correct? Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about, the consciousness who was occupying the Traveler's body, is the Dendro Archon?
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated, so it's really hard.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the complicated nature, I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side. So
Thank you, Tainari. Actually, we came here to ask you a question. What do you know about the project that the sages have been working on?
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that project, the sages were always secretive about its scope and goals. All I know is that the project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body? What?
Do you have any evidence? So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad.
Tighnari, did you leave the Avidia Forest
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, if I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert, doomed to— Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never thought particularly highly of Lesser Lord Kusanali, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as the Doctor and the Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui Harbingers in Sumer. From your description, I don't think they've completed their project. There may still— But then, what is the connection between—
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the sage's goals. Right. We've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we should head out.
I'll stay here for now. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Ribat. That'll— Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help.
Thanks, Tighnari. Hopefully... We finally made it to Caravan Reba. So, just past this wall. Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall, it's gotta be the divine work.
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Huh?
Over here.
Oh, Ethan went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
Where'd he go? How did we lose him? They were just here.
More Eremite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favor. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit.
You really gave Paimon a scare, Alhaitham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the Academia?
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. I can't say that I didn't expect it. However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes research. And these days, you're more fascinating than anything not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. Which brings me back to you, and why you're so interesting. The leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite some time. To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something. Are you interested?
Alhaitham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices or remembers stuff like that?
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the Academia after all. So considering that, it is indeed wise to keep your cards but that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the Divine Knowledge Capsule. No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own.
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't really have any concrete goals at the moment.
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more resources and intel than anywhere else.
It's always better to travel with someone you know.
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert folk.
Whoa, this landscape is really something else. Wow!
Sino. Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited—
Oh, Hatham. Do not think you can escape my judgment.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps—
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra, as well you know.
Seemed to me more like you're—
Who is that, Al-Haytham?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a formidable hunter, and the—
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Al-Haytham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer. Otherwise, there will be
Has Al-Haytham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him out to be.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Al-Haytham, I saw it during our fight. Take it out. The Divine Knowledge Capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless you want me to retrieve it for myself.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's senses.
Wait, the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this— and why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all alone in the desert? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's— If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the—
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
You two? Ugh! What should we do, Traveler? Paimon feels like we can't trust either of them!
Ahem. Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Wait, Dia? Great! Finally, someone that you gotta help us out here. Otherwise, these two are gonna start fighting again!
Yeah, sure looks that way. 2 giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Not some— Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds. Hey, did either of you hear a word I just said?
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong.
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover!
Someone's calling for us! Oh,
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you academia folks such hard work?
All right, stop yelling.
well, this is pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with 3 people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating any—
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sands— Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace.
Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for helping us.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather gets rough.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister. Unlike those—
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, we should return to— As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict from afar, even before— And now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no threat whatsoever. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another, and if anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creature.
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may have misjudged Candace's
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear.
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway,
Wait, that was you trying to be a mediator?
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious Rather,
Huh?
a little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little— As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, to my surprise, the person responsible for the I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request. But I soon found that all leads and potential pieces of incriminating evidence— I began to realize that they were cautious of me from the very— Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission reached his desk. He even said to me, "The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages. You have no right to judge us."
So
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sages. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless. I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no—
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, well, Sino, if that's your story, then why did you see all—
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between Al-Haytham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler.
What?
Like many parts of the project, This assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the Divine Knowledge Capsule, and I think we deserve an explanation.
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the Traveler.
I'll hate them!
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you've completed this assignment, I can...
A most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information, namely that divine knowledge indeed exists. That gave me... From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine knowledge with anyone, even as a reward? So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the Academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect anything. So it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the Academia. Also, you should remember, you were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Al-Haytham helped us out at Caravan Rebat as well. Maybe...
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything to you. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with it before it had been properly studied. After all...
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their project with you?
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the Academia. Do you really think...
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence.
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out. My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the Traveler and is currently recovering from her illness at home. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your style.
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take...
Creatures? In the sandstorm? Are you sure you don't want some backup?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry.
The wind's died down. That means Candace still isn't back yet.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried.
Whoa! Candace, you're still fighting? You've been out here dealing with...
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated. Before I realized it, even the sandstorm had stopped.
Ah! Here comes another wave!
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted earlier, but now I have something to take my...
It's been quite a while since I've seen the Flame Main.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go! You asked for it!
Busted.